to put the spotlight on the IT sector, we do have an important guest joining us from NASSCOM to talk to us about the way forward for the entire industry and what we should expect, whether the worst is over or not. We have with us Srikanth Velamakanni, the co-founder and Group Chief Executive at Fractal, who's been recently appointed as the Vice-Chairperson of NASSCOM as well. Srikanth, hi, good to be speaking with you. Congratulations on getting appointed as the Vice-Chairperson of NASSCOM. But to begin with, help me understand this raging debate which is underway, whether India is going to be a winner or a loser when it comes to the Gen AI war. What's your take on the same?
I think India is very well poised to play in the Gen AI war. What's happening really is that AI is getting better by the day. And what it means is that everything is going to become more AI driven. So AI will drive more productivity, it'll drive greater accuracy, it'll drive greater usability. And India has some of the best talent in the world as far as AI is concerned. So every company in the world will try to use AI in order to improve their overall processes and their overall customer centricity and so on. And India, given the talent that we have, can actually help the world realize the value from generative AI. And that's why I think India is poised to benefit tremendously from the rise of AI.
And how is the overall demand scenario at the moment? Do you think that the worst is over for the IT sector?
Overall, we feel that the worst is behind us. And there are some amazing bright spots. If you see the GCCs in our country, there are more GCCs getting set up every day. We have more than 1,700 GCCs in our country. So we feel that that is going to be a huge driver of Indian economy. The engineering and R&D sector is doing very well. There are tremendous number of AI startups and deep tech startups that are innovating. They're being very bold. And overall, even if you look at the IT service provider sector and the BPM service provider sector, the worst is behind us. So overall, I do feel that technology is going to play a greater role in our lives, because no company, no Fortune 100 company or Fortune 500 company is going to say that given the rising importance of tech, I'm going to spend less on technology. So they're going to spend more on technology. And those increased spends are going to be something that the Indian tech sector overall will stand to benefit from.
Okay, so India is well poised for the rise of Gen AI, and overall the spends are increasing when it comes to the IT sector, especially from the Fortune 500. But coming back to the Gen AI bit that you were speaking about earlier, help me understand how the deals are shaping up for that. How is it contributing to revenue? Are these big transformation deals which clients are undertaking, or these are small tug-ins in the ongoing projects itself? How is it working out?
What Gen AI is doing is it's creating an unprecedented opportunity to modernize your data estates, your tech platforms, and really build for the future. Now, given AI is getting better, everyone wants to make sure that all of their data, all of their systems are Gen AI enabled. And they have legacy systems, legacy data structures. They want to make sure that this data is able to flow through into those data pipelines, into those AI pipelines. And therefore, there's a need, increased realization that technology is more important to me. I have to spend more on tech. I have to modernize my current technology. I have to move it to the cloud. I have a unique opportunity to modernize my legacy systems and then use those in order to drive my overall performance as a company. That is opening up demand for the overall tech sector in our country.
Well, this global captive centers is the new emerging trends that we are seeing. And are this a big threat to the traditional IT service providers? How are you looking into this GCC wave?
So GCCs are a huge force to reckon with. And I do believe that outside the home country, India will be the second largest destination of employment for almost every major global company. So that is a huge opportunity for India to tap into this wave that's coming through to us and build the kind of infrastructure that enables these big companies to build their talent base, their innovation, and do amazing things in India. Already we are seeing huge signs of that. And while there could be some interim, movement of people between different companies, I think it's a huge positive sign for everyone, because it just builds brand India for the world. And that is something that is huge positive for the entire world, and certainly for the entire tech sector in India, in our country.
So GCC is that big wave, and India is going to be the second largest one in that. But the three main segments that India caters to, ER&D, consulting as well as offshore, which amongst the three do you think will go fastest in India?
I think my sense is that at this point of time, the ER&D sector, GCCs are growing very rapidly, and that's taking a historical last 12-month view of it. In the near future, I do feel that growth is coming back in across the board, and I think it's a good time to be in all of these. So I do feel we are positive about what it means. I don't have the exact growth projections right now, but I do feel that the worst of the macroeconomic slowdown is behind us from a tech spend standpoint, and you will see that Indian tech sector overall is going to continue to do very, very well in the near future.
Well, shifting focus from overall IT sector to Fractal now, we understand that you have been fairly busy. You're planning to do your IPO. Give us some timelines on the same.
So Fractal is growing very nicely. We have been very hard at work building a bunch of AI products. We want to make sure that the world is able to see AI products built out of India by Indian AI researchers. So we built something called as Kaleido.ai, which is the free text-to-image service, which is doing some amazing work in doing real-time advertising. We built something called as Vaidya, which is considered as a chat GPT for healthcare. Again, available in all Indian languages. Again, free to the world, free to Indians. It's Vaidya.ai. So we are very busy building some very good, compelling AI products, and then using these kinds of products and our overall capabilities in transforming the world with AI. So Fractal has been busy. And certainly, we do hope to be a public company in the sometime near future, but no specific plans that I can share right now.
Planning to do an IPO soon, but not telling us the timeline. We'll hope to get more on that from you later. But I think you've also talked about a $15 billion revenue target. What's the timeline of that? Because that's a fairly tall ask.
That's a long-term plan. We want to serve 500 of the biggest companies in the world and do an average of 30 million with them to get to a 15 billion. We are on our way. It's a long term. We are currently about 300 million in revenue, and we are growing nicely. So we do feel good about where the future is and where Fractal can take where Fractal can go from here.
Okay, so $15 billion is a very long-term target. But before I let you go, Srikanth, I'm just curious to know what's been the growth rate that you've been growing in the last few years?
We have a 26%, 27% growth rate right now as we speak. And we feel it's a good growth rate in industry. The AI peers of Fractal, like, for example, Palantir, are growing at similar numbers as well.
Okay, Srikanth, on that note, we'll let you go. We hope to speak with you more when those plans of going public fructify a bit more. But the verdict is clear. At least he believes, Swamit, that the worst is over for the technology sector. Right now, the street is not believing that the index is down. But let's see whether Q2 earnings have something better in store or not.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.